Ladies, welcome to the Leading Women Defined podcast. How are you?
Wonderful.
I'm thrilled. It's my first one. I'm delighted to be here.
Well, we are so happy to have you here. Let's just get right into it. I've got so many questions. Oh my God, we could be here all day, but we'll try to get through them. First, just tell me a little bit about you and what you're doing and your health journey and your business. So, Coach Kayla, we'll start with you.
Absolutely. So I am a wellness and behavior change coach at WW. Essentially what that is, I help people create healthier habits for real life, right? I help them figure out how do I take care of myself, show up for people I love, but also pour into myself and reach my goals. And for me and my journey in being well, it all starts with my parents. So they are my why in everything that I do. My dad passed away at 62, my mom at 58, one from a heart attack and one from breast cancer. And thinking about the lifestyle that they lived and how if they would have just put themselves higher on their list, of course, always pouring into their kids, but taking care of themselves, what that would have looked like in their day-to-day, how that could have extended their life, and especially being a Black woman, having Black parents, how that then showed what wellness meant and self-care looked like to me. So they drive everything I do.
Wow, we're going to come definitely back to that. Dr. Rose.
So I'm a dermatologist, a board certified dermatologist in New York City. I'm also a mom of two amazing sons in their 20s. I'm also a daughter of a mother who's 96 years old and has like more energy and is more beautiful than you could ever imagine at that age. And I'm an entrepreneur. Now I can say I'm a double entrepreneur, starting a medical practice.
Oh.
Amazing, from the ground up with no business knowledge whatsoever.
Okay.
Just thought I could do it, so I did it. And then creating a skincare line just because why not?
Skin just glowing, popping at all times. Okay, there's so many tips. I want to get to tips. So we got to work out together this morning. That was intense. I'm still feeling it in my quads. What are some things, everyone can't get to a gym. They, to your point, and you talked about your parents, people feel like they don't have enough time to exercise and work out. What advice do you give, particularly to Black women who are taking care of everybody else, not always themselves?
Yeah, I think it's important to meet yourself where you're at and knowing that self-care and wellness looks different. It looks like in a spectrum. It changes from week to week, from month to month, depending where you are in your life. And knowing that when it comes to being well, you can find it in those small moments of your day. I call them micro wellness moments. Like whether that's your Zoom ends early, you have 5 minutes back to yourself. Like, what do you want to do? Maybe take a deep breath or maybe breathe. You know what I mean? We hold our breath together now. We hold our breath so much that it really does sometimes have the power just to refresh and revive us. And knowing that you can find those moments throughout your day, but it really comes with the intention first, knowing that you are deserving of your own care. Treat yourself with the same love, kindness, and respect as you do the people that you love and that you pour into. And then 2, being intentional. Really being intentional, looking out for those gaps, right? Because even when you think about getting in a workout, using what you have, whether the activities in the sky is like doing your laundry, cleaning up your home, gardening. There's so many ways where you can get in activity in your day that don't have to require a gym. Physically picking up your kids, picking up groceries, build strength in different ways, but they may not be super common to your eye.
I love the micro wellness ideas and just that moment of what you can do with 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I try to do at least like 10 minutes of core a day or just and then it's just more attainable. You're like, I got 10 minutes. Who doesn't have 10 minutes? I got 10 minutes. Yeah. Let's talk about our skin. We know we should all drink more water. We know that is important. What else should we be doing, repairing our bodies from the inside out, and just what other things would you suggest we do for our skin to keep it as beautiful as yours?
I'm going to say, even though we're talking skin, a lot of what you just talked about is what I personally do and what I try to tell my patients to do. Self-care is at the core of taking care of your skin. I start with meditation every day. I do prayer and I exercise. And I try to take those moments like you talked about. With regard to skincare, I tell my patients really be consistent. Don't think that just because you start today, you're going to see a result tomorrow. Find a system that targets what your skin's issue is, because your issue will be different from hers, which is different from mine. But just find a system that is simple, which is why I created the simple skincare line, like two steps.
It's two things, and I appreciate it.
You don't have 15 steps time. You have time to do maybe 2 or 3 things, but do them every day and give products a chance to work. What you eat makes a difference. What you put in is what you're going to get out. Water, as you said, yes, it's important, but also what you eat. You can't eat a lot of garbage and expect to have beauty on your skin. You need to pack your diet with antioxidants. Green leafy vegetables, they really do make a difference. All that salmon and all the berries and all the good stuff that we should be eating for our bodies, for our heart, it makes a difference on our skin as well.
Would you say there's any one particular food that's like the best thing? Like if you had just one thing, you could be on an island, maybe in Jamaica, and like what would that be?
Although we don't have it there, I'm gonna say salmon. Okay. Because it's like such a superfood. No, but what I actually throw back to in my skincare line are all the superfruit that are in Jamaica. We, the product line has a bunch of berries. It has, orange extract and lemon extract and, sugar cane extract. All these things we have there. We eat it all the time. But at the time that I was growing up in Jamaica, where I was till I was 16, I didn't know that I was doing something good for my skin. I just thought these things were delicious. But then when I became a dermatologist, I realized that a lot of the things I'm recommending to people, fruit acid based. Then I go backwards and I go, okay, wait, where are we getting this fruit acid? And I realized, wait a minute, the stuff I grew up on in Jamaica, tons of fruit acid in that. So not only are they good for your insides, but they're really good for your skin as well. So I created what I call my Jamaican superfruit blend, and it's in all of the products in my line, because the superfruit that help your insides will also help your outsides in this case.
I love it. One of the things for me, exercise, it helps my mental health. It's like a break, the endorphins, like all of those things. Can you just talk a little bit about the importance of self-care from a mental health perspective, and kind of what do you tell your clients?
Absolutely. So when we think about self-care, when we think about rest, I think there's always this thought of it needs to either be a super luxurious experience or me doing nothing. And there's definitely a space in between for you to find whatever makes you feel recharged, rejuvenated, and like really fills your soul. And when I think about mindset, mental health, whether it's just overall mental well-being, we need times to turn off. We're always engaged, whether it's with our work or through social media or on our phones, and we're outputting so much. At some point, we have to input back into ourselves, and cultivating a mindset that is able to take rest and not always computing things all day. It doesn't have to overanalyze the situation. You can kind of just be at ease, really translates through your body, which is why when working out, those endorphins, at time kind of your body is able to release stress physically, which then puts your mind at ease because it doesn't have to overcomplicate things. And when I think about self-care, knowing that it's a priority, it's vital, it is essential for Black women to juggle all the balloons and wear all of the hats. But I often believe and always say that we think of self-care as a privilege in access, time, and community, and not a right. And it's a right that we deserve, and we deserve to be in spaces that reflect us, understand us, and also empower us and encourage us to lean into rest.
Right.
Yeah.
I am loving that. I think that's something that is underestimated. And there's also this, sometimes people think of a thing like, I didn't get any sleep, I stayed up all night, as if it's a good thing. I'm like, most people don't know you lose your weight when you're sleeping.
Oh my gosh, that's entirely right. So when you think about sleep, right, you think about how it then resets and refreshes your mind. So when we're sleeping, that's when essentially your mind is doing all of its cleaning. If you're waking up with lack of sleep, you're waking up already set back stressfully and emotionally, you're probably not going to make the best decisions for yourself because you're just trying to get through your day. You're just trying to get energy from wherever. It snowballs into the rest of your day if you're waking up already emotionally taxed. So sleep's really important.
Well, it is just so important, and I am a sleeper. I love my sleep.
You get a lot of repair done while
You
you
do.
sleep.
I love it. I love it. So just before we wrap, I'm curious for both of you, what is your favorite self-care thing? What is the thing that you love to do? Rose?
It has to do with skin. On the weekends, I always do a deep hydration product. Of course, it's going to be from my skincare line, right? And I think of that as the best thing to do, especially since I live in New York, right? So every weekend I give myself like a super, it's almost like I'm creating a mask with it.
I was just going to say,
And
then you
my skin just,
and you just let it sit and let it.
and it absorbs completely. And you get like this nice plump, a rehydration, and it's like refurbishing. Every weekend I refurbish.
Okay, we're gonna do some refurbishing.
I'm not a scrubber. I don't
Yeah,
like
I don't like
exfoliating physically, but I like, nourishing and, if necessary, a little chemical exfoliation.
And we're looking forward to the cleanser coming to the
Oh my
line
God.
soon.
My
Cleanser's
cleanser
coming.
is so delicious.
I can't wait.
So delicious. Anyway.
And what's your thing?
My thing, I
Your
think,
jam?
wouldn't surprise people. It's activity. It's moving my body. I mean, shockingly, but being a volleyball player by trade, I've become a runner and getting into long distance running and having it be a transformational space of fighting myself in the space where I was uncomfortable to just being in my body and being able to sightsee when I'm run is what I really enjoy doing. So traveling and running and looking around is just, I can run for a decent amount of miles. I won't say forever. but it's just.
I have a feeling it's a lot of miles. I won't be doing that, but I'll walk. I'll walk beside you.
Absolutely.
I'll walk beside you.
Yes,
That's me.
yes.
Well, ladies, thank you so very much. I really appreciate all the tips and the gems, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Yes.
So thank you for coming by.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.